I'll use my YouTuber voice. All right. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the first GameState Podcast. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. This is Made 'em Wrecked on my side. We got Tunable Power below me. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation Showcase, everything that happened in it, all the trailers, a lot of cinematic trailers in there. We're going to be talking about Tears of the Kingdom, everybody's first impressions. All three of us, we're going to, there it is right there. Tunable's holding it for you. We're going to talk about Diablo 4 and its upcoming release. We're also going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer that just showed up a couple days ago. And we'll be also discussing what's going to be happening in the Xbox Showcase coming up in, 10 days, guys? 9 days?
Sometime within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, like it's coming up soon. So we got a lot going on in the gaming world. So let's talk about the showcase. What did you guys think?
Sony one? Go ahead, Ray.
Bit of a mixed bag. I think that there were some highs and some lows. Again, just from the point that it brings a bit to the table in regards to Sony's first party IPs, but it leaves a lot on the table for what's upcoming in the next year or two for them.
Yeah.
I don't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was you could have done better, buds.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
You could tell. Me and Mate were talking about this not too long ago. They really put all their chips into one basket, all their eggs into that Spider-Man basket. Like you could tell because they spent 20 minutes on just showing that. But like Tunable just said, there are a lot of good games in that showcase, and you can see that Sony is also dipping their feet into the indie game waters, which I really respect. But the problem is a lot of these games are not going to be Sony exclusives.
No, a lot of them are Xbox too. So basically they showed this Final Fantasy and Spider-Man as their big hits this year. That's all they got. And Final Fantasy is going to be a time exclusive because it's going to be coming to Xbox eventually.
Oh yeah. So, and then even like Metal Gear, like the Metal Gear Snake Eater remake, which is like Metal Gear with a triangle. I don't understand that. But they didn't really show much. It was just a cinematic trailer. Like, how do you put out a showcase and like 90% of your showcase is just cinematic trailers with no gameplay?
Don't know.
All the eggs in one basket.
I guess they just think people are like, I'll buy the game because the movie scene looks good.
Yeah, like I like it's gonna be very interesting when you like months from now when we find out, oh, this game got canceled. This game got canceled. This game got canceled. This game's coming out, and here's some gameplay footage of it. And then people are like, that looks like shit. And I feel like
the games. You go.
But I feel like Snake Eater, I actually have high hopes for that one.
I do too. I hope it's good because that game's amazing. That game was amazing back in the day. A full refresh of it will be even more amazing. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, I think Snake Eater is going to be good. I can't wait to see some gameplay. But at the end
I'd like to know Hideo Kojima's thoughts on that coming back out as a re-release. I wonder if he has any back structure in that.
I don't think he does.
Royalties.
I don't know.
He might get royalties from it because he owns it basically, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. What I've read, I don't think he has anything whatsoever to do with it.
I think PlayStation's completely behind all of it.
No,
and
I think Konami's behind all.
Yeah, well, Konami and PlayStation, they're just remaking the game. Like it's the same thing with like other remakes. Like, do you think? I can't remember his name. The dude that made the original Final Fantasy VII. I know he had a part in the remake, but he didn't have much say in what happened, or like the art style or anything like that. That was all. Square Enix and PlayStation, like that, they revolved everything around that remake.
I mean, yeah, it's a weird, again, like the background of it only being a trailer doesn't give us enough room to make too much opinion yet for what it is. Anyway.
It was kind of a weird trailer too. Like it started out with just a bird flying around, and you're just like, what is this? And then the bird picks up a rat and lands on a branch. You're like, okay, birds. Is this like Stray, like the cat game, but now you're a bird. What's going on? And then all of a sudden you get eaten by an anaconda, and then you're the anaconda and you're swimming through the water, and then all of a sudden, oh, look at that. Solid Snake's face. End of trailer.
Yeah, I hope by at least, because they said it's coming out in fall. So I'm hoping at least by July, we see some game footage of this thing. Because
we got to see something.
If you're going to put it out in fall, everybody needs to see game footage of it. I mean, you can't, it's 100% got to happen.
That was one of my big problems with the whole showcase is we didn't get a lot of game footage for anything. Like some of the games, like I can't remember the name of it, but it was just a spaceship and everything on the spaceship was shaking and falling down. And then they showed the spaceship going into like hyperspeed. End of trailer. Like, what the fuck's the game? Like, I don't understand. Like, what was the game?
I personally hate that shit. I was like, do not show me a cinematic trailer. I don't give a shit. I want to see gameplay and gameplay only.
That it makes a lot of sense to do a cinematic trailer, but at least have some gameplay with it.
Well, splice, you have your cinematic, but put at least 15 seconds of gameplay and then like finish your whatever off.
Me and Mate were talking about this last night, but like Nintendo, when they do their directs, most of the games that they show in their directs, they always show gameplay. Almost always.
Almost always.
Unless it's like something like, 4 years ago when they finally debuted that, Tears of the Kingdom is a thing. It was just a quick cinematic trailer. Yeah. We don't expect you to show gameplay for the next Zelda game when it's not going to come out for like a couple years.
Or when they go to like release a Pokemon and they'll just glance over the title of the next Pokemon. But you're always getting something at least prior to that.
Yeah,
giving a bit of leeway before they get to that.
Don't even show me a cinematic trailer. Do like they did in Metroid Prime 4. Just have it go across the screen, coming soon. Done. That's all I care about seeing. That's all I care.
Yeah, because a cinematic trailer is just fucking leading you on. It could disappoint you at the end.
Yeah, it could change 100 times between then. I mean, there's,
And like most of these games, whenever they popped up during the showcase, this was recorded on PC. Which means it wasn't like a final build of the game or a beta build of the game that they were actually playing on a console. Like it was still in testing and on PC. So, but
it'd be interesting to see anyway.
But I think it was a good showcase. I think there was a lot of good titles in there. But like we said, not very many exclusives. And a lot of the like Final Fantasy 16 looked great.
It looked great, but I haven't played Final Fantasy since 10, and I'm probably not going to go back.
Yeah. And the other thing is most of these Final Fantasy games have like a contract where they're exclusive for a year and then you can just get it on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't release on Xbox, at the very least, those that have a PC will have the options at some point in the future.
But I mean, I guarantee it's going to be a good game for all the Final Fantasy fans out there. You're going to have a fantastic game.
Yeah. Trust me,
tell you that
it's going to be a game I'm going to want to play. I'm not going to go out and buy a PS5 for it. Not hating on Sony or anything, but I'm not going to buy a PS5 for that game. I'll wait for it to come out on PC and I'll play it then.
The only way I buy a PS5 if I know Ratchet & Clank is never coming to PC, I'm eventually going to go buy a PS5 because I want to play that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Right. I want to play that Ratchet & Clank.
Yeah, the new Ratchet & Clank looks amazing.
Yeah. 100%, man.
That game looks incredible. But let's move on to Tears of the Kingdom. What do you guys think of Tears of the Kingdom so far? I know you haven't played it yet, Toon, but
I am a minute and a half into it, guys. We are killing it.
Getting his feet wet.
But from what
we are getting it, baby.
But from what you've heard and what you've read and what you've seen, what are your thoughts on it before you're even gonna play it?
All right, my thoughts are: I knew it was going to be Breath of the Wild like, which is not my favorite Zelda game. I just want dungeons. I want boss fights. I want to use my items to take care of those dungeons. And I don't know. I have a feeling it's not like that, but it's okay. I've beat every Zelda game made, and we're going to beat this one. So yeah, it's a Zelda game. It's going to be good. I mean, either way, it's going to be good.
Yeah, like anyone who liked Breath of the Wild is gonna like this game.
Yeah.
We don't want to spoil anything for you, Tunes, but you've probably already heard a lot already from us, so a little bit of it has already probably been spoiled for you. But
I'll keep out any story-wise details.
Yeah.
But in regards to, like, I guess, certain aspect of the game, I did enjoy,
Well, you don't-
like, again.
Well, we don't want to spoil it for anybody listening either. So just
Yeah,
kinda keep this game spoiler free.
yeah, like the new mechanics and the new abilities that Link has are really cool. The whole building, the Ultra Hand and the building aspect of it, and making your own little machines and vehicles, and like that's really cool at the beginning of the game. I will say, once I got about 24 30 hours in, I was kind of over it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there were certain aspects of it, like the building portions of it, that I didn't even really have to do. Like, they would, like, try to get all of these different components available at all of these various points in the game, and I would decide to not do that whatsoever, and instead just fuse a fucking rocket to my shield and be like, well, we're skipping all of this.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And at one point, me and Mate were in VC together, and he was watching me do, what was it, the water temple.
Yeah.
And I did it a completely different way than he did.
So that's what's cool. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
But that you can beat the game how you want to, and not one person does it the same as you. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome.
There's no right or wrong way to do
No.
any of these dungeons. You can do them in such various ways.
It lets you be very creative in how you solve the problems. Are you okay over there?
All right, sorry everybody that's watching. My 4-year-old's walking in here and trying to raise heck.
Yeah, it's fine.
I do think that within, like, that aspect of the game, it does well, but, like, certain points of it, I was shaking my head with just frustration at the story-wise aspects of the game being so copy-paste. And again, not even like they're copy-paste from Breath of the Wild, and they're, like, taking the structure and just kind of, like, bringing it to the next game. It would just be, like, repetitive. This. No difference between any of them.
And even the phrasing was the same. They didn't even change up the wording or have them talk in a different way. It was just they replaced this word, and this word, put this word, and this word in, used all the same other words, and we're like, well, that's part of the story.
And I get, like, okay, you're going to potentially take a different path towards the different regional phenomena that happen in the game, and that's fine. Again, that's the big aspect of this game. But if you're going to do that, at least apply a layer of storytelling to each one that makes it feel like it was
something different. Yeah, like when you get to the end of that phenomena and you've solved it, you did the temple and you defeated the boss, at least make the dialogue different from, say, another temple that you just did.
Even, like, and again, without too much spoil here for anybody, the cinematic to each end of temple was literally the exact same. It wasn't like it was, like, a little bit different where they would spout off maybe some lore that made it tie in. It was exactly the same.
It was copy and paste.
What? Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah, it was literally the best part of the game, Tunes. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not spoiling anything, but the memories whenever you do the geoglyphs.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the game.
That and, like, the end structure of when you're going to the final boss, when you're finally past all of these temples and, your side missions, and you decide you want to end the game. Again, that felt like it was a really nice way to wrap it all up. But
the beginning of the game's story is really good too. The beginning had a really good storytelling. Like, I remember when me and Mate first started playing it, we're like, holy shit, there's way more story in this game than there was Breath of the Wild.
But, yeah, I'm watching the story right now. It is pretty good so far.
But once you get to, like, the actual ground and start the 4 phenomena, it all stops.
Yeah.
But then
so it's basically just like you're just going in and just doing what you want to do. That's what it is.
Yeah, well,
So, like,
at that point, yeah, kind of.
like tying to like older games in the series before Breath of the Wild, like if you finish the Water Temple, like the existing Zora domain, it melts, and you have like all of this like story behind it. It's not the same. Or when you beat the Forest Temple, and not the Forest Temple, like the Great Deku Tree, and you get all this backstory. It's not there, and that I found was a little bit of a disappointing aspect of this title, considering how much time was spent into it.
Yeah. And like they did such a good job with storytelling at the very beginning, and then they just kind of drop you into the world, and then immediately it gets lazy.
And I get it. Like, yeah, it's an open world. You have to go find these things for like yourself, which is fair.
Yeah,
But again, like it's not like you go to one thing and you're like being treated to this expose of cinematic, background where everything is so like vastly different. It very much feels like you go into this town, you get a breakdown of this is who we are. Oh wait, go here. All right, beat the boss. And again, without spoiling for anybody that hasn't played the game, again, the actual act of getting from temple to temple and doing what you have to do to beat the temple, it
Not
wasn't
very
even like
exciting.
Breath of the Wild. It was like, again, Breath of the Wild, you go into the Divine Beast and you've got to move these structures around to be able to access each individual puzzle.
You have
that then
5
unlocks a certain
nodes.
aspect of
Yeah,
it.
you have 5 nodes. You hit the 5 nodes, go to the final.
None of that. None of that. So
Uh,
it's a basic little dungeon. What you're trying to tell me?
Well, it's definitely better than Breath of the Wild's dungeons, like the Divine Beasts. The dungeons are better than the Breath of the Wild Divine Beasts. But
I argue otherwise. I don't think so.
I think 2 of them were.
So I'm not going to be spending 4 hours on a dungeon like I did Wind Waker last night.
Absolutely not.
Oh no!
Oh,
You'd be lucky if
God.
you spend 25 minutes at most.
Yeah.
What?
I crushed the Fire Temple in less than 20 minutes.
Honestly,
I didn't do
you're
any
gonna
of the stuff.
you're gonna have more fun in the underground, and finding the light routes and fucking exploring the underground and fighting mini bosses than you're gonna have, or even in the Sky Islands. Like you're gonna have more fun up there and down in the underground than you will doing the 4 dungeons. But I will say this: 2 of the dungeons I think are good. 2 of them I think are shit.
Well,
and I'm not gonna say which ones they are because I don't want to spoil anything.
It's okay. We'll do another podcast where we'll do a full spoiler when I get done with the game. We'll come back and do a whole podcast just talking about Zelda and everything that happened in it.
I will.
Out of the 3 of us, I'm the only one that's finished the title, so I don't want to go and spoil even anything for you.
I'm at the Spirit Temple.
Okay.
I just made it to the Spirit Temple today.
Give me 45 hours and we'll be good. Cause I'm gonna fucking no life it until I beat it. So,
but I will say this: what was it? The first temple I did, Rito Village. That was what, the Wind Temple.
Yeah.
I really liked the build up and going to the Wind Temple. I liked how they did that. That was the best build up going to a temple.
Yeah, for sure. I greatly enjoyed the structure of being able to use Toolin and feeling like he was a real adaptable tool to what I do as Link. Once I got through the Spirit Temple, I was just like, all right, well, here's another one. Fuck it.
And no one else feels as useful as Toolin after you get Toolin. Other than maybe the Goron. I'm not going to say what the Goron does for people who haven't played the game, but he is also pretty useful in 2 ways, which I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
But moving on, let's talk about Diablo 4. We all played the beta.
Oh,
we all played the beta. We all played both weekends. Some of us played the server slam for a little while. I recently, last night, I reacted to a video about Diablo 4. That was a new dev update where they covered a lot of things. What do you guys think? Well, is this game going to be good?
I mean,
yeah.
For what it is, again, it's going to be my game of the year. But again, I would expect it to be because I've just no life so much of me Resurrected, 2,
When it comes to
1,
Diablo,
Portal.
you're a little biased.
Yeah.
I mean, this man's Mr. Diablo right here, guys.
But I do think that there's a lot to gain aesthetically from this title compared to 3. Again, you get back to that darker, romantic route of being in these like very dark dungeons, and everything doesn't feel so flashy and colorful as compared to 3. But there's also that
Yeah.
grindy aspect of it feeling like an MMO at this point.
I do like that they brought back that dark atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because 3 was definitely super colorful and bright.
I did not like 3. I
3
didn't play it that much.
3 didn't have that Diablo 2 feel where it was like, dark.
It's Diablo. It's supposed to be dark, hellish, gritty. That's where it needs to stay at.
Yeah.
It's where it should stay at. 100%.
Let's talk about the classes, the Barb and the Druid. You guys think they're gonna fix that upon release?
I think certain aspects of it will be better as we get up the skill tier and having more options available towards the end of the free and the Paragon system. But I still feel like as far as the gameplay mechanics are going to go for each character class, I don't see that drastic of a change.
No, me
from
neither.
Where we are to the end.
Mm-mm.
I completely agree. I think the Barb and the Druid are still going to be the worst 2 classes.
I think they may buff them later on.
I think, and I don't think they're going to be the worst 2 classes, but I think up until like a certain level, yeah, they will be bad. I think until you hit like level 35, 40, I think you're just going to be not doing the damage you'd like to be doing.
Where I mean, Necro and
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer is going to be the OP, man.
Yeah.
He'll be the meta right there. It's what everybody's going to use.
What do you guys think is going to happen with this whole race to level 100? I don't know if you guys heard about this, guys, but I watched a video last night on stream. We reacted to it. And pretty much what they're doing is they're going to do a hardcore character race to level 100. And the first 1,000 people that get there.
100.
100.
No, it was 1,000.
Was it?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, they moved it to 1,000?
That's a lot of names. Holy crap.
I'm pretty sure it was 1,000. But it's a race to level 100, and the first 1,000 people to do it get their name engraved on a Lilith statue. Does anyone care? Is anyone going to be doing that?
No.
No.
only people that's going to be doing that is the people that have endless time. Okay, let's be real here.
Yeah.
People like me, you, and Reg, we got jobs and stuff. There's no way in hell we're doing it. So we're just going to sit back, enjoy our casual playing, and dominate the game.
We're going to be filthy casuals. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's what brings us the question. Like, where is this statue located? Because if it's at the Blizzard headquarters, like, I'm never going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is this statue?
Do they send me my own personal statue with my name engraved on it?
Yeah, is it a personal or is it a picture signed by Blizzard with a statue of something? What do you get? What do you get for this?
Is it as stupid as like, oh, it's a statue in game? You just walk up to it and press A, and then it shows you.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the ultimate fuck you. Congratulations, you wasted all your time.
1,000 hours doing this. Woohoo!
Here's the other thing. They gave big creators and streamers the option to play the game for the last 10 days.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit anyway, man. They're going to get there because they already know every single cheese spot to level up and to gather stuff. I mean,
that's totally an unfair advantage when it comes to having a race like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care about having my name on a statue.
Yeah.
But if there was actually a substantial prize that I actually cared about and maybe wanted, I'd be pretty pissed about it.
When you get to a point that you get to figure out, like, during your class playthroughs up to level 100 and figure out, again, which skills are going to go great with other skills, what armor sets are going to work better mid and end game, again, your Paragon system, which points you need to develop first to be able to get a stronger build. Again, I know they're saying, oh, it's going to be fine. They're going to wipe their characters. Everyone's going to start.
It doesn't matter.
Clean slate. It's like, no, we're not. We're not starting on a clean slate. If you spend $40 extra, then you're going to start days ahead of time.
Yeah.
You're also going to be able to just speed line all these bosses and everything else because you'll know what their weaknesses are. Like, it is not fair.
Plus, in game, levels like 70 to 100. you're gonna know what dungeons to farm. You're gonna know areas of the game where you can get maximum experience. Whereas people like us who are getting it 4 days later than you, we ain't gonna be level 70 at that point.
Oh heck.
Why I say, if they're gonna do it that way, they should have to mandatorily go into those nightmare zones and fight other PvP characters for at least a certain amount of hours.
Yeah,
Again,
like it's totally not
you're
fair.
gonna do it. You better run a real risk while doing it. Then I'm like, yeah, okay, he fought like 20, 30 characters that were real life people.
I agree. I agree 100% with that, Rick. You have them fight and prove themselves.
Yeah.
Good. I think that'll be good, but they're not going to do that.
No, they won't. They won't.
Think so,
I think that's why the reward is not something substantial. I think that's why it's just a name on a statue bullshit. Because if you care that much about getting your name on a statue, I mean, go ahead.
However, now after saying that, after we discussed this, we went on the merch shop and we're looking at the little statuettes that are available. Now, if they were gonna give me one of those Lilith statues, with my
they're
name
expensive
on it,
as hell.
Yeah, I would try.
They're expensive as hell.
That would be something worth trying for.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've ever looked to them, but the statues of Lilith from Diablo on like their merch store, even on eBay, they go for like $1,700.
Yeah, see, that would be something to be worked for, man. $1,700 thing with your name on it, and maybe like a developer's signature with it saying thank you for putting the time in like this on our game.
A certificate of authenticity or something.
Yeah, certificate from the one of the producers or something, and if that would be something like everybody would want to do it. Like, holy shit, I get one of these once in a lifetime statues with my name on it.
That's the thing, though. They didn't tell us anything about any of it. That we have no idea what this get your name on a Lilith statue is.
Yeah, like because as a retro game collector, something like that would entice me to do it because I could put that over here, set on it, and 20 years from now, it's going to be worth like $10,000. Yeah, and like it's just that would be enticing.
But they say like you get your name on a Lilith statue. Oh, okay. Well, it could be something as stupid as an in-game thing where you walk up to a statue of Lilith and press A, and you just see your name.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what. You know what? Way gaming is going. Way the gaming industry is going this year and the past couple years. That's totally what it's going to be.
Like in my mind, when me and Mate looked at these statues online and saw how much they were worth, do you think they're going to give away 1,000 of those?
No. Activision Blizzard are greedy bastards. They're not going to give away that. Are you kidding me? They don't care how much work you put in. They're like, no.
That's why I think it's going to be something in game where you just walk up to a statue, press A, and there's your name.
It's going to be the most lamest shit you've ever seen. These people are going to put this many hours in, and they're going to be like, oh, look, guys, look at my screen. I got a picture of myself with my name.
Yeah, you'll see it on Twitter all over the place, people taking screenshots. But let's move on to Mortal Kombat 1. What do you guys think of that?
Let's go. My forte, baby.
Again, it's cinematic intro, but again, just tying the new engine that they're using for it, and again the whole Liu Kang starting a new universe and choosing not Shao Kahn, choosing Kung Lao as his champion, and it really ties it full circle again.
It does.
Back around.
I'm actually really happy about where they're going story-wise with it. I would have loved to see some gameplay because it might be an unpopular opinion. I've said this before. I'm not a fan of 11. I was more of a fan of 10 and 9. But, we'll see. We'll see what we get. They're always adapting and changing their game in minor ways every year, so
I think I'm most excited to see the DLC characters come out.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, they're always bringing in the cameo characters. Like we always get something. Look,
I don't even want the cameo characters, man. I just want a full list of Mortal Kombat characters. You can leave the cameos out, man. I don't care about those. I want Cyrex, Sector, Smoke, Reptile. I want Quan Chi back.
There's a lot of these characters that aren't going to be in this game.
Yeah, but see, they've that's what I'm saying. If you want to bring DLC out in this game, right? you put those characters out and you bring them in because the whole Mortal Kombat universe has been redone now. You could bring all those characters that's died and stuff. You could bring them all back now.
Yeah, they're just pretty much starting over. It's pretty much a
All back.
remake of Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat.
You can bring every single one of them back.
Like, we're gonna get the original Johnny Cage. We're gonna get the original Liu Kang. We're getting the original Shang Tsung. Like, this shit's gonna be cool as fuck. And there's gonna be cameo characters. There always are.
There always are.
Yeah, like that's happening. We're gonna get something. We're gonna get like Needlehead or something, like something, you know, or whatever is Pinhead.
Pinhead.
I called him Needlehead like a dumbass. But yeah, we're gonna get we're gonna get some weird characters as cameo fighters.
I mean, the Spawn one was good. I have to admit, Spawn was phenomenal. He fitted the Mortal Kombat atmosphere.
What was it? Was it 10 that they released Alien and Predator? Because those were amazing. Those were amazing.
Back on the PSP one when they brought in Kratos.
Yeah, like they always bring in good cameo characters. But,
what I don't agree with is Shang Tsung being a pre-order character. Are we serious here? Are we serious?
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
He should be standard day one character, not a pre-order.
If this game was released 20 years ago, he would have been a character that wasn't available at the beginning of the game, but you would have unlocked him once you beat the game. That's what that would have been. But nowadays, they're like, well, we get you to buy the game early, we'll just give them to you.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't feel like he's going to be stuck necessarily behind a paywall. Maybe it's one of those things where you got to beat the whole game, then you get him as a character, or, you know.
Let me tell you what he's going to be. You know Shadow Jago in Killer Instinct, right? He was I can't remember if he was like what was he? It was a pre-order. If you pre-ordered like the Xbox or something like that, because you know that came out the same time as the Xbox One, that Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
So he was hid behind that pre-order thing for like 2 years. And then all of a sudden, they just, when they put Game Pass and put Killer Instinct on it, they just put him on there. After all the DLC was released, they finally said, you know what, here's Shadow Jago. So people that did that pre-order thing got to play as him for 2 solid years before anybody else got to touch him.
That's wild.
And he's OP though. He's OP. Let's be honest.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't do that.
I
hope they don't do that. That would be horrible.
I hope they don't do that.
Like, I'm probably gonna pre-order the game anyway. Like, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I'm a big fighting games fan, so like, I'm definitely gonna be pre-ordering Mortal Kombat 1. I'm kind of excited for this one. But I'm gonna wait till I see some gameplay before I even put in that pre-order. You're gonna have to show me something first.
I mean, I don't think they're going to change much from 11, because 11, no matter if you didn't like it or not, was huge, and it lasted a long time.
It did really well. I just didn't like that they slowed the game down.
Well, they slowed it down because you know Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, they were slow. They were slow. 3 is when they sped it up with the run.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when they sped Mortal Kombat up.
See, I got
and added the combos.
That's when I started to love Mortal Kombat the most, is actually when they sped it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it made you have to think fast. It made you have to react instead of just playing like Street Fighter style where you play footsies and, you know, wait for an opening.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat upped the pace of the game to where you could be aggressive, and if you were aggressive enough, your opponent couldn't react, you didn't have to play footsies anymore. You could just fucking be aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, that's how open it is. I hope because I like Mortal Kombat 11. I played fucking 1,000 hours Mortal Kombat 11, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty fucking good at it. But I want it faster.
I do want it faster.
I want it faster.
If it's slow like 11, I'm probably still gonna play it, but I'm probably not gonna like it as much as I liked 9 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I got the 9 on my PS Vita, and I love that game. I was sitting there playing the other day. I was like, God, I hope this is the new one. Feels just like this one.
9's probably my favorite one. 10 is probably second.
I was like, God, please let this new one feel like 9.
Unless you
This
want to
game's
go,
amazing.
unless you want to go back to like the SNES days, then it's Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Like that is hands down the best Mortal Kombat game made ever.
I beg to differ. I think Mortal Kombat Gold is the best. That game.
I mean, that's
that
pretty
game
much
is-
the same game.
No, it
I,
ain't. Mortal Kombat Gold is the best version of Mortal Kombat 4, the first 3D one.
Oh, okay.
I know you don't like it
Super-
because you don't like the sidestep stuff.
Yeah,
See, I liked it
I'm
because it
not
threw
a fan of
another
that.
element. It threw another element where if somebody gets you beating you to death, you can just sideswipe out of it and get out of that situation. That's why I
Yeah,
like it.
you can pull a Tekken on them.
Yeah, well, I like
Super
that shit. I know.
unpopular opinion. My favorite Mortal Kombat is Shaolin Monks on the PS2 and the Xbox.
It's a good game, man.
I really enjoyed that.
I've
It is a
played
good
that.
game.
I've played that. That's not a bad one.
It's not my favorite, but it's good. I mean, I enjoyed it.
See,
It's so different.
I think for me, it's a nostalgia thing. I remember playing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 a whole lot as a kid. Like
Well, everybody did.
me and my friends just played the shit out of that game, and we didn't play anything else for a long time. Like that was the game that, like, Street Fighter is what got me started, and then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 came out, and we forgot Street Fighter even existed for years.
Mhm. I mean, that first time when Mortal Kombat came out, man, that first time that I ripped somebody's head off
Made you
with
feel,
Sub-Zero,
it really like
I was like, oh my God. And my 9-year-old self was like, oh my gosh, whoa.
yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
I want that feeling again. I want that feeling again from this new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I want them to revamp it. I want that same feeling when I rip somebody's head off with Sub-Zero in the original game again. Is what I want.
It's gonna be really cool because now you know the Mortal Kombat games when they come out, they always have these really intricate stories and they cinematically do all of them. And when the original Mortal Kombat 1 came out, like on the Genesis and like the SNES way back in the day, we didn't have that. But now we're gonna get like this intricate cinematic story to go with what we didn't get back then, which is gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really cool to watch that.
I can't wait. That's how Mortal Kombat 11 was. I love the storyline in 11.
Yeah, they always have a good storyline.
Storyline most of the time than fighting with the characters I was fighting with. Let's see what happens next. We go and beat this person up. Let's see what happens next. Good storyline.
I remember when 11 came out, I streamed the story. I streamed it, and one of my streams went for 4.5 hours because I couldn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd do like a fight, watch 20 minutes of story, do another fight, and then another 25 minutes of story. Like the fights were very far and in between. It was like you were playing a movie, but you were playing very minimally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Like you're playing a movie.
And it was
what it was.
It was good. It was engaging.
good.
Like it kept you interested the entire time.
Yeah, it's like the Injustice games, the DC
Yeah.
games. They're like playing a movie, and I love that, man. It's great. I want them to keep doing that.
Yeah, it keeps you locked in to where you don't want to stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's next?
Comment.
Last thing on our list today to talk about, boys, is the Xbox showcase coming up in 9 days.
Talk about another company having a bunch of eggs in one basket.
Yeah, pretty much.
They got one egg in one basket right now.
It's all Starfield.
It's all Starfield, man. The game's got to deliver. After Redfall's fucking absolute shitter of a show, they got to deliver this.
Yeah. You were pretty, gung ho on Redfall when it first came out.
I wanted Redfall to be awesome. It looked like it was going to be a good premise of a game. It's going to be fun, multiplayer game. And you played and you're shooting with your hand with no gun in. I mean, what the hell broken mess of garbage is that?
I wish I still had footage of that because I would show it right now of me doing the finger gun and then aiming down my scope or like aiming down my sights, and I could just show you the whole world from above.
Like I ran up to his character and he was like this. I was like, what is this?
Literally, when I would aim down my sight, I could press the right stick and rotate the camera around, and I could just look at everything. from overhead, from below. I could go underground. Like I could see everything. And then when I wasn't aiming down my scope, I just had no gun and I was just going pew, 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 pew.
It's sad because again, like you take a look at that, and like that's supposed to be one of their bigger releases for the year. And when it comes out looking like a chalky mess, the same way that Cyberpunk does, what does that do for you?
Yeah.
Like, what does that do for the consumer? Marketability is a huge thing, and if you're looking at that and then saying what comes next, you look at Starfield, and that's the first thing that you're going to think because it's again Bethesda on a very large scale, and coming off of the creation system, like off of Fallout and like Elder. Again, you have to expect that there's gonna be a lot of issues on this title. So I really hope they devote the time to ironing out some of these things before it comes out. Obviously, there's always going to be problems.
Yeah, there's always
come out that broken. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Redfall had game-breaking glitches. I mean, Starfield. I mean, if it has like little things they can patch in 2 seconds, that's fine.
Yeah.
They better not come out and my finger's a damn gun. Okay, let's just say that.
Like, I'm not getting my hopes up because, well, here's the thing: the president of Bethesda, or like the CEO or whatever, whoever runs it, actually came out in an interview. I can't remember his name. I'd have to look it up. But he actually came out in an interview and said that they were taking on this game. They were taking their time on this game, and they were going to release a good game right out of the gate. They're making sure that this time they're not going to release a broken game.
I have a hard time taking anything that Todd Howard says.
Todd Howard. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. No.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. When's the last time they released a game that was finished and actually worked on release?
I think his biggest issue is that like he is like you can tell that he is extremely tied into these titles. Like he wants them to succeed. Like it's not just like a money thing all of the time. Obviously it's a money thing, but like you can tell he really does have a heart for these games coming out. So when they do end up shitting all over the place, he's just like, well, we put in a ton of time and a ton of effort, guys. Enjoy our title. And it hits the wall and he's like, all right, guys, I really apologize for everything that didn't go right. We'll be back and we'll do better next time. Like, Jesus,
and it's happened time and time again. And don't get me wrong, they fix these titles, but it takes them like a year to do it.
I mean, look at Elder Scrolls. It's one of the most popular games of all time. It took them a little bit to fix it, but it's still being sold and played today.
Yeah. Skyrim still is one of the most popular games right now.
Yeah.
Even to this day, people are still playing that.
I mean, just like the Cyberpunk thing, they turned it around and people are playing the shit out of it and loving it.
Yeah.
Because they got it fixed.
But it's
the
same thing with all their games. It takes them like 6 months to a year to actually finish the product.
And if you look at that one specifically, again, it's a game that you can play on almost any console. If you've got a PS3, a PS4, a PS5, a PC, like it's on all of them. Again, mobile versions of it. Go grab my Alexa and play with it. Like again,
you can play it anywhere.
Just so many different ways of playing that game.
You can play it on Switch now too, I think.
Yeah,
and you're right.
Skyrim, yeah, you can.
Cyberpunk, again, like it came out the gate not doing well. Like again, obviously having to go through lawsuits and everything else, and but they still devoted the money and the time to getting it working. And when the game goes from being a brand new title at $79.99, dropping down to CD keys, being able to buy for $13, and then the CD keys raising it back up to standard price, being like, well, now it's worth something. It goes to show again, it's still a good game.
They fixed the game. That's the important. That's the important part.
I think there's too much corporate influence in games now. Too much. Because people wanted Microsoft to put a game out, pretty much pressured them to put in a game out. So they're like, just put it out, I guess. It's a broken shithole, but put it out. Just like who makes Cyberpunk
CD
Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Same people that made The Witcher, which was also broken upon release.
It was broken as shit. Witcher 3 was broken as shit, dude. That game was
there was another game that was very broken upon. I got to a point in The Witcher 3 when I bought it like day one. I literally, the first day I was playing it, I got to a quest about an hour and a half into the game, and I couldn't progress any further because I couldn't talk to the dude to finish the quest. And I had to wait about 3 or 4 days till they patched it. All I could do in those 3 or 4 days was run around and collect shit and kill fucking monsters. That's all I could do.
Hey, man, you power leveled up, dude. You're OP for the rest of the game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're fair enough, but like
They did it on purpose, okay?
that they had the same kind of game breaking glitch in Skyrim on its release. There were quest lines you couldn't progress because they were glitched
I
out.
remember that. I got stuck on one in Skyrim, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
Wouldn't even let you talk to the dude, or it would be a case where like you had to go back to talk to him. It would have it highlighted on your map exactly where to go, where the guy is, and you'd go in that building, and he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me. He wasn't there, and I was like, "Where's this guy at? What am I looking for?"
Yeah, I had that problem too.
Tunable, you being our resident Xbox guy, what would you expect to see out of the showcase for new titles?
We're not even going to see Starfield in this showcase, guys. I'm just letting you know.
You don't think?
No.
Oh,
They're having a own Starfield showcase after this one.
Oh, okay.
It's getting its own showcase. And they're just going to talk about Starfield, and that's it. So Starfield's not going to be in this showcase one bit, because it's getting its own. What I expect to see is, first thing they're going to say is, they're going to come out, they're going to apologize for Redfall. This is how it's going to start. They're going to come out, apologize for Redfall, tell them they're spending all their resources to making that game what it should have been.
Announce a bunch of updates.
And it's going to be update after update, but the game will get good, will get right. It's on Game Pass. You're not going to pay nothing for it because it's on there. So give us some time. Go back and play it in the future, and it'll be the game that you wanted, and we're sorry. I think that's the way they're going to start.
That Starfield Direct is on the same day, though.
The what?
That Starfield Direct is on the same day as the show.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it after the showcase, and it's going to have its own thing.
That's something
to talk about. Yeah,
that the Starfield thing is something we're gonna have to talk about next time for sure.
Oh yeah. But I think, let me tell you, I think they're going to show the same things. So the multi-platform games, they're going to show a lot of those probably. Let's be honest. They're going to show Assassin's Creed Mirage. They're going to show Metal Gear. They're going to show those.
They're going to show a lot of the games that Sony just had in their showcase.
Yeah, I mean, they will. Though, I mean, they probably will. Let's be straight up on it. They might. That Kojima guy is making a game just for Microsoft. The Metal Gear guy.
Yeah.
We may see something of it, and what that's being worked on, what that's going to happen, because he's making his own game for them, exclusive to Xbox.
That's dope.
I have no idea what it is. Nobody does. So we may get a glimpse of it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We see what that is.
You think they're gonna
Fable?
You think Fable? You think they're gonna do anything with Halo, maybe, or?
I think they'll probably show a little Halo of fixing the multiplayer and balancing it. I think they'll say that we're coming out with this to balance the multiplayer, because that's the problem with it. Because the campaign of Halo was great. It was fantastic. But the multiplayer was way off balanced.
Maybe some new maps would be nice. Some balancing issues.
And I think they might show a little bit of a Perfect Dark. I think they might, because it's in production right now. They maybe a teaser, maybe like a little teaser of Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark would be cool. That's a good game. I really liked Perfect Dark.
I mean, because where's Rare at? Where's Rare? They've owned Rare since the 360 days.
And
what have they done with it?
They've done nothing with it. They just own it.
Like, they literally made all of the Nintendo 64 games Rare did, basically.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, fucking all those games.
Will we see a new Banjo teaser?
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
But what Microsoft's in right now to state I mean, they got to show something, man. They got to show.
Yeah.
And you might see you're probably going to get a teaser for the new Elder Scrolls. It's probably going to see some little Metroid Prime 4 thing that goes across in production, because they're in production right now. The new Elder Scrolls it's in the making right now. So it may see a teaser from it. It's like a little flash, maybe a flash of Perfect Dark, probably a bunch of third-party games. Microsoft's big on indie games now, so there's probably going to be, because there'll be Ravenlock. Fucking great indie game. They keep putting those out, and like Hi-Fi Rush, and you keep putting those little masterpieces out, those little bitty masterpieces like that.
Chained Echoes, another great indie title that they brought over.
Yeah. They'll probably show the cat game, because they got it now. It's on Game Pass. The, what's that cat game that's exclusive to PS4? Stray. Yeah, it's on Game Pass right now, I think. You can download it right now and play it. So they'll probably show it. They'll say, hey, this is available.
A lot of rumblings that they're making a return for that Dragon title that they kind of had on the back burner.
Scalebound. Yeah. If they, oh God, did you not? That game looks so good, man. Why? They said they just couldn't get it right, and they cut it from the Xbox One. Maybe now with the Series X, they can make it right. They bring. I want to play that Scalebound. I was super excited for that Scalebound. Like really excited about that game.
I hate to break topic here, but like going back to the PlayStation showcase, I was really hoping to see something about the next part of the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Too soon. I think 16 still in production.
I don't think we're gonna see anything for it till next year. But back to Xbox, they don't really have any big RPGs that I know of that they're even going after at the moment.
Fable.
Other than Fable, I think Sony has the RPG market on lock other than maybe Nintendo.
Yeah.
But Nintendo is the best way to play RPGs, man. Sit on the couch, pump the hours in.
It really is.
It's the best. It's the best RPG machine. If you're gonna play an RPG, Switch is it.
And they've made the most recent retro-esque JRPGs that you can play, like, you know, the Octopath Traveler games. Like, there's nothing better. Like, Microsoft doesn't have really a big RPG library.
No. I mean, there is, again, rumblings that they might be showing Persona 3, which is usually, again, a PlayStation title, but...
And I'm kind of an RPG guy. I like a good RPG. Like, I don't like the stream RPGs, but, you know, I'll play an RPG.
Oh, yeah. That's why I am. I won't stream it, but I'll play the shit out of them.
I love them. I can't get enough of them. The grind to just get stronger and make my characters, like, same with Diablo. Like, that's what it's gonna be for me. Like, I just like to make my character as strong as I possibly can.
But do you think if this Activision deal goes through, that Diablo will be on Game Pass? Do you think it'll ever come?
I think it's a possibility in the future, but immediately, no.
What I think is, are they going to bring World of Warcraft to the Xbox if they get this deal through? That will make them so much more money, because you'll have the whole console market throwing in those subscription fees, and they can play with all the PC players.
I was just about to say that. I was like, yeah, playing it on the Xbox, great, but you're still going to have to pay that subscription just to play.
Yeah, but people will.
Oh yeah, it's such a big game. People love it.
And if they incorporate it as a part of Game Pass, if you have the Ultimate, again, it would be something that they do, right? But why you're paying it?
Because it's been out for so long, they could be like, part of your Game Pass Ultimate is subscription to World of Warcraft.
Do you think during this Xbox showcase they'll shadow drop some games on Game Pass?
The what?
Potentially, when they drop it day one releases.
Do you think they're gonna
have it right now?
Do you think they're gonna pull like a Nintendo, like what they did with Metroid Prime Remastered, where like, and it's available today on Game?
Oh yeah, 100%. Microsoft does that just like Nintendo. They're gonna be like, today available on Game Pass, and it's gonna be like, boom, those games right there, and you're gonna be like, okay.
I love it when I love that Nintendo and Xbox does that, like Microsoft. Sony needs to get it together in that regard. And I talked to Mate about this last night. It's like, yeah, your PS Plus and your PS Premium, you know, Deluxe, cool. But they're always old games that have been out for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You're never putting day one releases on there like Xbox or
Sony's already said they'll never do it. They can't afford to do it, is what they said.
Which is absolute garbage.
Yeah. If I'm paying that amount of money for, dude, the PS Ultimate is not worth it. The PS Plus is where you want to get.
Yeah.
Don't get the Ultimate because the retro games they got on there are bad. They're not good.
The reason there's so much fewer PlayStation Plus Premium accounts than there are Xbox Game Pass accounts is basically for that reason.
That and the fact that you can, again, get Game Pass games on your PC. It's a double-edged sword for them because they can cut one way and still cut the other. With
Yep.
PlayStation, you're like, okay, well, we'll port the games over, but you're still gonna pay $69.99 for it.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Mhm. It just doesn't work. Xbox has taken the smarter route when it comes to
Yeah.
a subscription service.
They're taking a smarter route that way, but they're going to have to start putting out more quality games to go
Yeah.
along with that.
And
Starfield
again,
better blow it out the water because Starfield will carry them a long way if it's fucking amazing right off the bat. It'll carry them for the rest of the year.
I think that's why they put day one releases on Game Pass, because they want to sell more Game Pass subscriptions, and a lot of people are willing to give them $16 a month to play a new game that just came out today, other than buying that game for $70.
Mhm.
And then guess what? After 3 or 4 months, that game's paid for, and now you're just making a profit off that person that's subscribing to you.
Yeah, and plus the
Xbox will-
person, if they get done with that game, they can go play another game, and they can play 5 different games in 1 month and not have to spend $300 on games. See,
Yeah.
they got it going on, man. They got it like that. That shit's tight. I play so many games on Game Pass.
Yeah, it makes total sense the way they're doing it. Like, I understand why it's literally the push subscriptions. That's why they're
So I gotta-
putting out day one fucking games. They want to push subscriptions. So anyone, like, say the Blizzard deal does go down with, Microsoft, they get Diablo. They could put it out day one. Guess what? You know how many new subscribers to Game Pass they're going to get?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how many people?
They will, it'll be day one on Game Pass. As soon as they buy it, they're going to be like, Game Pass.
So many people are just going to cancel their fucking pre-order and just be like, "Oh, it's on Game Pass."
Well, that deal's not going to go through before it comes out, so you don't got to worry about that.
Nah,
You
it's
don't
not
gotta
going to
worry
happen.
about that.
It's not. I think even if the deal does go through, I don't think they put it on there immediately.
I'm still
I got
a little
one question.
confused with the focus though of that. Just one second there. I'm a little focus confused on the difference between both of these companies, Sony and Xbox, on their positions of doing these expos. Because again, if you take a look at the end of Sony's, like again, obviously everything leading up to the end of their expo was a very big push towards their like either new IPs that might have ground for work in the later like gameplay showings.
Yeah.
And then they capitalize it with obviously Spider-Man 2. Like that was their going to be go-to. But then they ended off being like, okay, here's the biggest part of our show is the last, like 20 minutes of it. And it's like, okay, here's all our VR titles. Again, I don't know what the sales are like for the PSVR 2.
Yeah, there was like
they must
4
be
or
doing
5
well,
in a
but
row.
They showed like 6 PlayStation IP titles that were coming out based around the VR system. And then their penultimate is obviously going to be Spider-Man in the 10-15 minutes they showed of it, because again, that's what they're developing on. But their second to none is a cloud-based handheld mobile controller.
God.
It's not a PlayStation Portable, and I think there's a lot of confusion behind that for people.
Yeah,
that don't know.
when I watched it last night, I was confused myself, and Mate explained it to me. Like, it's not like a Nintendo Switch where you can just.
Oh no.
No,
This thing.
you have to have the PS5. It has to be connected to internet. Like, you have to fucking. No, that's a no-go. That's bad design. Doesn't
the
help.
mobile phone holder, and then your other thing that you show off being like so amazing is in-ear earbuds. Like, I'm sure they like probably work well. I'm sure they're intended to have like the same sense of like spatial position as the headphones that they put out. But real talk, am I going to go spend $200, $300 on earbuds, or am I going to go spend $19.99 on Amazon and just connect them through Bluetooth?
Yeah, you can get a decent set of earbuds, and you don't have to spend that much money.
Yeah, that handheld thing. Let me go back to it. That shit made me cringe so hard. Like, Sony tries. They've always tried since the beginning. They try to put out this new technology crap. A lot of it is just straight garbage.
Are you sitting at your TV playing a game? Would you like to go take a poop and continue playing your game? Here's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, but I could do that with the Vita. like I literally, the PS4 and my Vita have a standalone portable game system, or I could connect it to the PS4, play the PS4 game, go take a shit. Just fucking design the Vita. Come out with the Vita for PS5.
Right.
Just do an update on the Vita where it's compatible with the PS5. And all your Vita owners that you have now can do that.
Yeah, it'd be that simple.
Why are we fucking playing with this stupid device? It's gonna cost $200. You know they're gonna charge $200 fucking dollars for this
Oh,
dumbass device.
oh,
Man.
absolutely.
It's
Everything is
tying. Sorry, you go.
everything is overpriced when it comes to Sony.
Tying
look
this
at
back
the
to my
VR.
initial position, if you look at like Xbox's showcase, I have to assume they are going to have some sort of hardware-based, release in the future. But like to tie your penultimate showing being like this like handheld mobile cloud thing, I really hope Xbox decides not to do the same like background and be like, look, we got a cloud thing because we had to go on like again on this position because we couldn't get the Activision closure. So here, look, now we can offer it. It's like you've already been showing these things for years. Like I could go get a Steam Deck and still get the same position on gaming, but at least have way more titles. Like I just
Right.
don't think that's the road to go down. I really hope they don't. I hope they leave it strictly as here are our fucking games for the year. They're going to be bangers and enjoy, guys. Like
Yeah.
none of this position on crappy hardware that like
Mm-hmm.
you're not really in a position to buy. Most people aren't going to buy the like branded hardware anyway. They've always been buying the cheaper Walmart versions, whether it be Turtle Beach or Cloud X or
Mhm.
sorry HyperX or like it the price point doesn't fit what they're offering. You need to work on either A, having better games and better IPs to offer from these games, or getting a hardware that is a entirely different thing because the Nintendo market has got that in their hands. Don't try to take it away from Nintendo because all they're going to do is just crush you next year when they go
Yeah,
Switch Pro.
Nintendo has a firm hold on the handheld market.
yeah, they've destroyed Sony. Sony came out to PSP. PSP's far superior than DS. Still gets wiped clean. Vita comes out. Hey, way better than the 3DS. Gets wiped out. You can't compete with Nintendo and handhelds. Don't even try. That's why Microsoft hasn't. They're like,
we ain't getting in that ballpark. Sega, even
Nope.
way back in the day, tried to compete with them. Oh, here's the Game Gear. It's got a backlit screen. Nintendo was like, bet. Put them in the dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, they did every time. Nintendo handheld is untouchable. Don't even try. They're going to win hands down. Don't do it.
Plus their handheld devices, the portable, the Game Boys, all that. They have so many good titles for those systems, and a lot of those titles are literally just only for those systems.
Like,
why they do so well. Like again, if I'm gonna play a game on the go, I'm not gonna be like, wow, I really wish I could play like God of War right now because again, like I want to play it on my super end hardware that lets me like again experience that fidelity and all the experience behind seeing these small things and experiencing these big open landscapes. If I'm gonna play a game on the go, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I think I just want to play Pokemon or I just want to play Smash Bros or something that's easy and accessible.
Like
it doesn't need to.
Nintendo was smart about it. Like they could have easily put like the Pokemon games out on the NES or the Super Nintendo, but they didn't. They saved them for their handheld systems because they knew that would sell their handheld systems, and that would also sell the Pokemon games.
Yep, and that's where it's been ever since.
Yeah, and it's dominated. I think how much. I wonder what the numbers are for how many systems that were handheld that Pokemon has sold over the past.
Well, you got to think the DS only missed beating the PS2 by like 500,000 units. I don't know why Nintendo just didn't keep it out for a little bit longer to get a half. They could have got a half of more units to beat the PS2.
Yeah, they probably could have.
I don't think they wanted a handheld device to overthrow the PS2. I think they want their main console to do it. And I think that's why they did it. I'm going to be quite honest. I think that's why they did it.
I think that's why they're still sticking with the Switch and not telling us anything about a new console. I think they're trying to see if Tears of the Kingdom and, these games. I think they're trying to push those Switch sales to that final extent, see where they can get it before they.
Nintendo also has that background of always being like when they move up to their next system, there has to be this immediate like
big
thing
title
that always pulls you in. When you look at the Switch from the N64 to the GameCube, obviously it was going to be the fidelity, the difference in the shape structure and just how much it offered. And then
Yeah,
the
you can
switch
play
from
everything.
the GameCube to the Wii, obviously there was massive difference. The
Mhm.
fact that you had the motion controls, the Wii to the Wii U. Okay, now you can take it with you. Wii U to the Switch. Now you can undock it and you can have your friends play with you all the time. Again, I feel like that's a big thing for them. Is like if they put out another Switch, it's like how does it differentiate enough? That's the problem that they had with the 3DS to the new 3DS. It wasn't big enough.
The other thing Nintendo likes to do is they like to release a big title with the release of their new hardware.
Yeah.
Which is why everybody thought we were getting a Switch 2 with Tears of the Kingdom. But that didn't happen. Now we don't know.
It's going to be a Mario or a Metroid. It's going to be Mario or Metroid when it comes.
That's really the only two options that are left, because now that we have Tears of the Kingdom, we know we're not getting another Zelda game like that for at least 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Metroid Prime 4 and Mario.
Yeah. It's going to be Odyssey 2 or Metroid Prime 4. One of those is going to kick off the Switch Pro, Super Switch, whatever the hell they call it. That's what it's going to kick it off. Because you got to think, from
the
NES,
Super Switch, I like that.
Look, from NES, you had Mario 1, Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, Nintendo 64, Mario 64, GameCube was what? Mario Sunshine?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Mario Sunshine and Eternal Darkness. Both of those badass games. We had Wii Sports, which blew up.
Yeah.
Boom!
Everybody loved the Wii Sports.
Yeah. And then Wii U had, what did the Wii U have? Was it Donkey Kong?
Wasn't there a
Mario Bros. U?
Yeah, there was a Super Mario Brothers.
U.
There was Super Mario Brothers.
U. And then the Switch had Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
So
plus Mario Odyssey.
Well, that was later on.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't that much later on. It wasn't
not
that
much.
No, it was pretty close to release.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but not release date.
But
let's continue that trend.
I think we're gonna wrap this up. You guys got any like closing thoughts on anything?
Xbox, deliver. You need to, because this is the last time I think that people are going to be willing to accept a massive stake failure. You guys need a win right now. This could be do or die for your 2023 fiscal year.
It really could.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Xbox got to deliver. I want to see a new Gears of War in the showcase, at least a teaser for it. I saved that for the last year. They better show a teaser for Gears of War, a new one. That's your fucking main IP now. Gears of War, I think, is better than Halo. I need a new one.
The last thing I'd like to say is the PlayStation Expo, I think, was okay. I think there's a lot of good titles in there that just didn't get gameplay footage, and I'd like to see some of that, soon. But that's going to be it for today's podcast, guys. You can go follow Mate and Tunable and me. We all have our own YouTube channels. The links to those will be down in the description, as well as links to all of our Twitch. You can check out any of us on Twitch. We all stream throughout the week at varying times. Go follow us there, and we'll catch you guys all next week. And that's going to be it for the first GameState podcast. Later, guys.